DCS here. I'm going to let them know that the medication too, very important, letting dudes know it's not always recreational or for use or for their sale or steal. It's very tough to duplicate, it's refined. That's why there's labels on it too. And if dudes are really under the plan and serious about it, they'll come looking for you. They'll know by the label. The guy, I already got one of them. They can't prove it. Boom. Because there's only one place, and over time it's needed. It takes a long time to hook guys into. People are guilty about it. They feel it's too powerful of a chemical, affecting them in the hippocampus and the brain and shit. But it doesn't affect the body as much as you think in the long term. It's made too because high drug use. A lot of these guys come in, they're schizoaffective, they're schizophrenia, they can't sleep. The heat kicks in, sedation cools them down right away. It's powerful enough. I mean, they got to be careful too. There's guys that swindle them, and other guys are too stupid. They had a tough time explaining why they're using drugs for other drugs when they use and abuse weed and even fentanyl anyways, and guys swindle them and they end up manufacturing it themselves just to get a buck. A millionaire is looking to get on different income sources so he can build different streams, but they find they don't have enough time. Even for $3-4 grand will take a business that's running the people, and they find that's not as easy, and they're looking to get on the plan. Now they separate dudes because it's not for use, and it's true, you're taking on different responsibilities they lose to different guys in the plan. I mean, you're going to get a lot of people stigma, everyone, but that's why they leave their jobs as certain guys, and the doctors in there do Dr. S shit. The doctors are doing weird shit. The first thing is sleep. And once they start losing sleep, that's the thing about schizophrenia, it's hard to shut down. You start losing sleep, your legs go down, your memories go, you start seeing shit. The drugs kick in. So a lot of these guys, they knew heavy use, they need something to bring the mania down because it becomes flooded by then. We know you guys are blowing through, now they're using meth and shit. But that doesn't stop. That's the thing, they profit on it, and it's government, it's $1 billion industry, it's true. They needed it, chakra systems they tried to shut down. I mean, that might work on apes, but it makes apes go crazy. Some do wheelchairs and shit. So medication is much preferred. There are guys in the jungle, they wish they could be sedated. Also separating dudes whose labels come in. They'll get you, and boy, are they serious. That's why flaring shit up. They flare a guy up, go in, they don't understand that shit. They think shit is for use. They try that. They take this shit, and like partiers, they draw on dudes' faces and do weird shit when dudes go out. When someone goes out for 2 days, they think dudes are dead. When dudes come in, they do this in a room that's isolated too, and they know it could take 48 hours for a big guy to wake up after. And it's from night to day difference. Concentrations are weed and increases concentration, but it'll be to the point you can't come down. You're cloud 9 too. It's also not bad. And you got to learn too, there's times you got to nap too and shit, and take it steady for some dudes because they'll get the back end hit, they'll white out, it's true, and keep on it. They didn't know that shit. They assumed dudes are already in the plan. They wanted to take me in at the doctor level. I was hired doctor. You can't do that on the plan. I was a big guy. They got security, they have problems, they got guys that flooded. They discipline them with this. It eventually shuts them down, and they're forced in, and also doing the crime. I mean, there's guys tougher than Kane in there, it's true. They're trying to wipe dudes out. Technology, they end up in the funny farm for the black market shit. Going down in this medication, it was fought on sleep. Again, these kids, there was a kid that went down 84, blah, 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 with that shit. Just faded out, couldn't get in them. They're too stupid. We don't do that shit here. It's a long wait too. We'll discourage them. And they're not tricking dudes. You can't be a millionaire. They'll know for sure. And you can't blame dudes' taxes or other shit because they're items anyways. We like them. It's like blaming $100 items. What's your point? You're irrelevant. You're jealous. separated too from these apes that wish they had shit and think they know different. These are apes that go on to blow a cat's ass, right? The gator cat and shit. They fought for this stuff too. It was dirty. It's dirty to duplicate too. I mean, and dudes are lined up for gators because they don't know what they're talking about. They go crazy. It's like Sarah, I said, even if there is machines, you can't prove it. There might be, because they have to do their job. They're in there doing their job, and there's guys that take advantage and go on weakness and stuff. And it's true, they have to be, because they're seeing shit. There's drugs for animals too, because they're seeing shit. They go in, they can communicate with animals, and that's BM shit. The same reason the guys went down there, because they're jealous and hating. They think it's a drug and they can steal. Come back, they say, geez, they got to get on police now, and he can use other police, and he's even in that. He comes in, I don't give a fuck, and it's boom, 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 boom. But it's not like the bull. There's bulls that just freak out. They're gonna wonder why. These are different reasons too. These guys are freaking out. They can flare this shit up because they need it going. They need their medication too. It's true. And it helps over time. You learn over time once it kicks in, and this heat kicks in too. Cools the system down. I said, geez, when I got sick, these guys would probably wish they had this shit, because it could sedate a fucking hippo out there. And it's not easy to get a hold of too, you know. And they're trying to use appointment scamming again. That's shut down, and that doesn't really work because things move on and shit. And try to use guys, but guys are already on the system. That's why, but they know, so they can kiss valor, because no one really knows what's the difference. You know, they need doctors. That's why some of these doctors even lose. This is Doc S shit, and they go crazy. Watch some of these guys. You think the battle is don't sleep. They'll go crazy. They'll go crazy if guys don't sleep for that sun, you know. That's why they fear the suns. They take down. The lions were worse. The lions were even tough. The lions would go toss Zeus out. That's why I came, because what they were doing to you was not any cleaner. They were going right to these lions using these appointment scams and shit. And then they say, what happens? They end up squeezing the guy out and looking at dudes like they're crazy and shit. Because I know they're not going to understand. That's why they don't understand the higher level. They go down, even the boxing jacks. They over time created and refined it, got into it, different lawyers. How are they going to tell people that when it came in the 80s, it was a big thing and shit? Other guys got tossed out. Bums feel guilty. They don't even get on that shit, right? Other guys like me know too. And it's a slow hang too. They could, whatever they were doing at heaven, they couldn't take the hang. Demonizing, that's why they separate these chicks like Sarah. And big old machines in there. There's guys too for the job, for the hang, and they're doing witch hunts. That's what I'm saying, you know. Even AI are guys that are, they're gonna look at the millionaires, say, sorry dudes, even send guys like me, they're going in houses, thinking they plan. They're going to learn they don't have rights stealing, and these hogs tug them out. It's for the hogs too. And this medication is tuned at a certain amount. 300 is quite hefty. And that's what's needed. Some guys are tuned to different medications. Better some use a shot, it blocks. Because they continue, some use meth, fentanyl, right? So, I mean, the doctors go in there and also have to white it out, because the average person is not going to... they wanted me to. I said, geez, I don't know, you know, in the future with the DNA shit. I said, you guys are going to be in funny farms. I said, they got to tug, yeah, water is tougher than the gator suit. And I know how these guys act too. They're all skittish in there. Some of them leave. They get freaked out by these people. And it's going to be your only option for the old shelter there with Jen, and they're doing... That's how same thing. They use the same thing with anger. They're jealous too. You looked within someone and they did the funny farm thing and cried wolf. Lions are even worse, they said now. And they ended up with the weird DF thing and once again, because they thought the man was a funny farm, they were out cold, taking the feeling and shit. And if you don't get sleep, sleep is the big part. So that's why it's very, very important.